Let me show you the financial reality behind what is happening right now. Because when you understand the money, you understand why this is only going to get bigger. The government has given local authorities £60 million in enforcement funding. This funding exists for one purpose: to make sure that landlords and letting agents are compliant, and the Renters' Right Act has opened the door to make investigations easier, to build cases faster, and to retain the revenue from every fine collected. For the average local authority, that is £1 million each. An enforcement officer costs around £35,000 to £40,000 a year in salary. That means £1 million can employ between 20 to 30 enforcement officers, and every fine that they collect goes straight back to the local authority and fund even more enforcement office activity. So one enforcement officer is equivalent to one fine of between £35,000 to £40,000 plus. We're seeing this. That is the annual salary paid from one fine, from one visit to the agency managing multiple properties. Now, everyone is focused on the Renters' Right Act, but here is what most agents are completely missing. The risks are not just future problems. They are in your properties right now. HHSRS, Category 1 and Category 2 hazards, they exist now. The 2018 Fitness for Human Habitation Act, that exists now. The 18 different legal frameworks that an enforcement officer can use against you, they exist now. The agency laws and training standards that can be used against letting agents specifically, they exist now. So do you know what they all are? Ask your head office, ask your legal advisor, ask them right now. Can they tell you what Category 2 hazards is inside your managed properties today? That's where your risk is, because I can tell you the answer. They cannot, and that is exactly where agents are being caught out. Not on some future legislation, on existing law, on hazards sitting inside properties right now that nobody has identified because nobody has been trained to look for them. By the end of 2030, it is estimated that up to 60% of local authorities will have received Section 114 notices. That's the equivalent of financial bankruptcy. A cash-strapped council that can keep every fine it collects. Enforcement is not just a legal duty for them, it is a financial lifeline. This is why they need to retain revenue right now to make sure that they do not become financially bankrupt. So this is not far-fetched, this is a fact. It is in black and white on the government's website, and it is the only going in one direction. So now is the time. Get yourself trained, get your team trained. Category 1 and Category 2 risk assessments done. We do this across your managed properties, especially the tied ones, especially those with long-term tenants, especially those where tenants have been making complaints about repairs, etc. Ask yourself, can you answer questions that an enforcement officer will ask you? If not, that is where we come in. Start your free membership today and know what is happening in your area as it happens. Book a free 30-minute consultation and let us show you how to protect your agency, protect your income, and stay ahead of what is coming. We'll even show you how you can increase your income. So don't wait for enforcement to knock on your door. If you found this video helpful, please don't stop here. This short video only scratches the surface. I strongly recommend that you now watch our full presentation, which stands and sits alongside this video, and it's about landlords and letting agents, 50 things you need to know, how to protect yourself against £40,000 fines, 24-month rent repayment orders of up to £70,000 plus, disrepair claims, and the biggest compliance risk facing the private rented sector in your homes that you didn't know existed. Yes, it is longer than this video, but it could be the most valuable 20 minutes you will invest in protecting your properties, your business, and your income. This is not small change, So in my professional opinion, it is the biggest change to the private rental sector that I have seen in my lifetime. In that presentation, I'll explain where your biggest risks really are, why those risks are inside your properties, not outside them, why certificates alone do not prove a property safe, why Category 1 and Category 2 hazards matter, why an incident does not have to happen before enforcement of fines and action begin, why landlords and agents are both under greater scrutiny and being able to be fined, how tenants have been educated and coached by no-win, no-fee solicitors and claims organizations, and most importantly, what practical action you should take. So step 1, book your free 30-minute consultation. Don't wait to watch the video presentation before you book your free 30-minute consultation, as we are getting inundated with bookings and we are limiting the number of people per consultation. Landlords and agent consultation are separate, but landlord and agents are booked together in small limited groups, as most have the same questions, and you can email personal questions that will be answered simultaneously, which you didn't submit during the time of booking. By watching the presentation, I'm almost certain that you will have many questions which you didn't submit during the time of booking, so you can email them to us after. So I do recommend that you do watch the video presentation before the actual consultation, but don't wait to watching it before booking. Please don't leave booking until the last minute, as we don't want to disappoint you. Step number 2, become a free Angel Moves member. Membership is completely free and it gives you access to far more general legislative updates. Most organizations simply tell you what changed in the law, which is national. Yes, your head office, legal team and AI can tell you that, but this is what we can do and what most others can't. We make it our business to know the enforcement policies your local authority are prioritizing and local policies which are not national news. All local authorities have a duty to enforce compliance laws and practices, but how aggressively they do it and which new policies the actual local authority brings in your area, your lawyer, head office and AI can't tell you. We can bring this to you before it happens, as we keep our ears close to the ground and are informed by the local authority relationships we have built over the years, placing tenants from emergency temporary accommodation into private sector homes. So we had a vested interest to protect our existing landlords and agents in our network, which are part of our network, and we bring the same service to you. Our aim is to help you understand what those changes mean in practice. So through our work with local authorities, housing professionals, landlords, letting agents and others across the private rental sector, we continue to build our understanding of how the sector is changing and where the practical risks are actually emerging. That means our members receive practical information designed to help them stay ahead of problems, not simply react after they occur. As a member, you'll receive updates, guidance, educational resources, invitations to webinars, practical compliance information, and news about services and support available through Angel Moves. As our relationships and work across the sector continue to grow, our aim is to bring members even more practical insight and support to help them navigate an increasingly complex private rental sector. Free membership is only the beginning. For landlords and agents who want a greater level of protection and support, our paid memberships start from just £15 per month. Depending on the membership level you choose, you can gain access to additional training at very discounted services, special support, compliance resources, our bespoke systems, and a range of members-only benefits designed to help protect your properties, your business, and your income. Considering the potential financial consequences of enforcement, legal disputes, rent repayment orders, or disrepair claims, many landlords and agents see our membership as a small investment in protecting themselves against far larger risks. And plus, don't forget, these are tax-deductible expenses. So whether you choose our free membership or our paid membership options, our objective is the same: to help you identify risk early, understand your responsibilities more clearly, and put practical systems in place before small problems become expensive ones. So don't wait until you're facing an investigation or complaint or a legal claim. Join Angel Moves today and stay connected to the information, guidance, and support that could make a real difference to tomorrow. Step number 3, book your Category 1 and Category risk assessments. If you haven't done so already, I strongly recommend booking your Category 1 and Category 2 risk hazard assessment. Remember, your biggest risk is usually not outside your property, it is already inside it. The earlier hazards are identified, the easier and usually cheaper they are to deal with. Prevention is always better than trying to defend an enforcement investigation or a legal claim later. Step number 4, book your landlord or agent training. If you're serious about protecting yourself, your business, your property, book onto one of our landlord or letting agent training programs. Many landlords and agents are still reliant on knowledge that worked several years ago. Right, that sector has changed. Tenants are becoming better informed. Enforcement expectations are changing. The cost of getting it wrong can be significant. Our member prices are currently available and places are limited. If you prefer individual one-to-one training rather than group training, speak to us during your consultation and we'll discuss the options available to you. Finally, please take the time to explore the rest of our Angel Moves website. There are videos, guidance, and resources throughout the site that help to help you understand the bigger picture. This isn't simply about passing a compliance checklist. It is about protecting your properties, your business, and your future. The people who act are usually the ones who have the most options. The people who wait until enforcement begins usually have the fewest. So don't delay. Watch the full 50 things you need to know. Watch the full 50 things you need to know presentation. Book your free 30-minute consultation. Become a free Angel Moves member. Book your Category 1, Category 2 risk hazard assessment. And if you haven't already, secure a place on Landlord and Letting Agent training program while the current member prices are available at dirty cheap prices. We look forward to speaking to you soon. The risk isn't always a new law. Often it's the existing law nobody ever properly checked inside your own properties.